Hi, my name's James Walton. It's the 28th of May 2010 and I'm here at the Bisley Ranges in Surrey, just west of London. I'm here for the annual Phoenix shooting competition. It's a 3-day competition held every year in May. It's day one. So far I haven't done terribly well, but I have got another 2 days with which to redeem myself. I'm camping here at Bisley. I'm staying in a tent on the lawn. But I thought this was a fantastic opportunity to experiment with these meals ready to eat. This is the US Army's current combat ration. It's their equivalent of the British Army's operational ration pack. They've been issuing these things for about 20 years now in lots of different variations. I've managed to get my hands on 2. Strictly speaking, they're not supposed to be sold on the open market, but I was able to source these via the internet. I've got 2 examples. One is a number 6 chicken with noodles and vegetables, and this is a menu 15. This is a beef enchilada. Obviously these are all made with the taste of the American soldier in mind. These items came out in 1991 in the first version, and the idea was to provide the US soldier with a more modern alternative to the previous ration, which was called the Meal Combat Individual. That was mostly canned. This one obviously uses plastic flexible packaging, which is supposed to be much lighter. According to the US Institute of Medicine, an American combat soldier, that is a young man aged between 18 and 30, is supposed to have about 4,200 calories per day. And they have already identified a problem with soldiers in current conflicts, in that most soldiers in the combat zone don't eat the full 4,200 calories, so they're in a negative calorie balance almost from the start of combat operations. Conversely, the soldiers on the American bases often find themselves eating far too many calories, perhaps comfort eating, and therefore come back from operations much fatter than they were when they started out. Now, I've never experimented with one of these things before. I've eaten plenty of British Army ration packs. This is my first time with an American. I've heard a lot of bad things about the meal ready to eat. It's got lots of rather unfortunate nicknames, things like meals rejected by Ethiopians, or meal regurgitated, eviscerated, or even meal requiring enemas. So I have to say my hopes are not high, but I'm going to give it a go. Now the meal comes in a very tough plastic pack like this. I've had a go at opening it just with my bare hands. Couldn't manage it. I had to use a penknife to break through the plastic wrap, but obviously it is well protected from impact, rough handling, bad weather, or most serious of all, nuclear, biological or chemical contamination. I've got one over here which I've already taken apart, so you can see all the different component items. So if I just lift the camera off its tripod, I'll carry it over here and you can see what you get. So this is the contents. All of that was stuffed into that tiny bag, except for the metal can over here. I'll show you what that's for in just a moment. But if we come over here, these are the major components. There's the chicken, noodles and vegetable sauce. It's in a little plastic pack inside a cardboard box with the nutrition on the front. There's a small packet of cheese spread. This item here is a flameless ration heater that uses a chemical reaction to heat water and therefore heat the meal. There's a plastic spoon, a tiny bottle of Tabasco sauce, a chocolate flavoured sports bar, some confectionery, a chocolate beverage drink, and with that a special bag for heating water for the drink. Then in the sundries pack there was a small packet of coffee, some creamer for the coffee, some sugar and some salt. Over here, chewing gum, small packet of toilet paper, a moist towelette to clean up afterwards, and a packet of matches. The chewing gum, of course, is extremely important because tooth decay is a major problem for troops in a combat zone, and of course you can't get dental care out in the Tora Bora Hills. Right, to heat the food, what you do is you take your flameless ration heater, which contains a small packet of some sort of chemical. I don't know if you can see that at the bottom. I assume it's something like quicklime. You take your meal over here and you pop the one inside the other. I'm trying to do this one-handed and there's a slight breeze. I might have to put the camera down for a moment. Okay, here we go. It's now inside the bag. It was a bit of a struggle, it is quite tight. And now we pour in water to activate the chemical reaction. Again, I'll have to put the camera down. There we go, right, it's currently fizzing away. I did actually overfill it because I didn't read the instructions carefully, but I can feel the heat starting to come through already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my packet and prop it up on my plastic tin. There we go. And I leave it for 10 to 15 minutes, it says. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off, start my watch running, and I'll come back to you. Oh, you can just see there's some steam coming out of the pack there. Right, I'll be back in 10 minutes for part 2 of this video, which is going to be a taste test.